Welcome to another edition of the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're here to give you a whip-around look at some of the latest news coming out of the sports betting industry. Press releases, info at turnpikesportsradio.com. Please keep those coming in. We love hearing from everybody. Video, you can catch the show on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, Roku TV. Audio versions, you can catch us on Pandora Podcast, Samsung Podcast Platform, and also Amazon Music. This week, in our state and national reports, we've got some more December numbers to talk about and close out the year with.
Okay.
We've also got January and February benchmarks to discuss as well.
Mm-hmm.
Over in the deals, we've got a merger that was just recently announced in the gaming industry. Two of the biggest companies coming together.
Huge merger.
We've got a media deal to talk about.
Okay.
PrizePicks also has an NHL deal to discuss. We've got other deals regarding Caesars, and we got a trio of prohibit deals to talk about. Industry updates. We've got our normal assortment of licenses and launches, and also we've got some new fantasy shutdowns to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to finish up with our legislative roundup. We've got news coming out of West Virginia, Mississippi, Georgia, and Ontario.
Okay.
We're going to start our state and national reports right after this.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. DebtFix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for DebtFix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call DebtFix Pros right now at 800-479-3522. That's 800-479-3522. 800-479-3522.
Attention. If you owe back taxes to the IRS, watch this urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by hiring 87,000 new agents to garnish your paycheck and put liens on homes and businesses. They can even seize your bank account. The IRS calls it enforced compliance, and now they have the manpower to get you. Penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily. So call One Stop Tax Relief Shop and get the IRS off your back. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. And no other tax shop gets you more or faster approvals. One Stop Tax Relief has resolved thousands of cases since 2014 and saved clients millions of dollars. Call now for a free consultation. Connect with tax professionals who get the IRS off your back.
Call 800-605-0688. 800-605-0688.
One Stop Tax Relief Shop.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Book Report. State and national reports. We're going to finish up the year 2023 with some late coming in December numbers.
Let me guess. Arizona. It's March, so Arizona must be reporting its December numbers.
Arizona's not alone. They also had Kentucky.
Illinois?
Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky. Well, how about Illinois? Did they?
Illinois reported theirs.
Oh,
They're fine.
okay.
Yes.
My apologies to Illinois. Usually it's Arizona and Illinois that are usually bringing up the rear there.
Just to round out the year for the two states, Arizona set a record for gross gaming revenue and adjusted gaming revenue. FanDuel set a state monthly revenue record with almost $29.15 million in revenue.
Wow, okay.
Over in Kentucky actually released November and December together again.
Okay.
But we're looking at December only right now. State of Kentucky's all-time handle passed $850 million, all-time revenue passed $100 million, and all-time tax revenue passed $15 million.
Okay.
Now, with those two states reporting, we now have our final December numbers, final national numbers.
So, yeah, we got the complete numbers
Right.
for 2023. All right.
For sake of time, we are just going to hit the final national numbers for the entire year.
Okay.
Got about $121 billion worth of handle.
Okay, that's
a
huge.
big number.
That's a biggie.
121 billion, 131 million,
Okay.
Then we have gross gaming revenue, $10 billion. Then we have adjusted gaming revenue, $9.5 billion. Hold of 9% across the nation for the year.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
I know everyone likes that. Well, the states always love that 10% hold kind of thing. So, but
Well, when the industry first started, everyone kept taking a look at what the win rate used to be, and it's grown steadily. And a couple states even did the legislative 10% hold.
Tennessee had a legislatively mandated 10% hold, but that's gone right now.
Yes,
so.
And then we have tax revenue for the year, $2.15 billion. That's the number everyone looks at.
Well, if you're
especially
the states,
Top 10 real quick here. We have New York finishing first for the year, $19.2 billion.
Okay. No surprise.
These are handle.
Okay.
New Jersey, just under $12 billion.
Okay.
Illinois, $11.6 billion.
All right.
Nevada, $8.26 billion. Pennsylvania finished up the top 5 with $7.68 billion. I was actually surprised to see Massachusetts sneak into the top 10. They were number 10.
Yeah, well, whenever you have big cities, means big population centers, and they have a great sports scene up there. So you have Boston and Springfield and things like that. So they got some pretty big numbers. And by the way, I'm not sure how this is going to change next year, because you got all of the New England states sports betting now. So there's not a lot of going over the border now anymore in order to place a bet. So you got Maine, you got
unless you
Vermont,
don't like certain books.
Yeah, that's true. But now that's not going to be the case. I'm just curious to see if that number changes, because now all New England states have sports betting.
Well, I have to admit, Massachusetts has the most variety of sports books of all the New England states. Rhode Island, Connecticut only have 2 or 3.
Has one, DraftKings.
Yep. And Maine has 2, and Vermont will have 3.
Yep. So.
But I think even with the operators leaving the state,
there was a couple. Yeah,
they still got 6 different books operating there, plus the retail books. There's a lot more variety in Massachusetts. Yep. So we'll see if that helps.
And again, bigger population center. Yep. So you always need a lot of people in order for them to place a lot of bets.
Exactly.
So.
Over in Pennsylvania, we're moving ahead in the calendar. We're going to January now.
Oh, okay.
Commonwealth of Pennsylvania reported its 4th straight month of at least $800 million in total handle.
Wow.
FanDuel passed $10 billion in all-time handle and $1 billion in all-time gross gaming revenue in the Commonwealth. FanDuel also became the first operator in the state to pass $50 million in monthly revenue with their January report.
Wow. Okay.
$54.7 million to be exact.
Great.
Or nearly exact. Over in Michigan, we've got their January sports betting report. The state has announced that this is the first time they've had back-to-back months with at least $600 million in handle.
Okay.
FanDuel set state records for both handle and gross gaming revenue. FanDuel setting records everywhere. Mississippi, we've got their January sports betting report. All-time handle past $2.5 billion.
Wow. Okay. Good.
We've got the state of Wyoming reporting January numbers. Record gross gaming revenue of $2.66 million.
I have to admit, I'm not too familiar with the sports betting scene in Wyoming.
DraftKings, FanDuel are there. So
okay.
State reported second time with a handle of at least $20 million in January.
Okay.
DraftKings posted 8-figure monthly handles and 7-figure gross revenue totals in the state. That's the first time that's ever happened in the state history.
Wow, okay.
And also, FanDuel had all-time monthly highs for handle and gross gaming revenue for themselves, too.
I keep saying last autumn was an incredible month for sports betting. They're breaking records like you wouldn't believe, the handle records and revenue records, and it looks like it's drifting into the winter months, too. So, good. It's great. Good for the industry.
And we're going to finish up state and national reports with the state of New York.
All right.
We've got the state reporting their numbers for the week ending February 28th. State of New York's mobile industry passed $17.5 billion in fiscal year-to-date handle. That's from April 4th on.
Wow. Okay.
Not even a full year. And also $1.6 billion in fiscal year-to-date revenue. FanDuel passed $7 billion in total in fiscal year handle year-to-date.
Okay.
Also, FanDuel reported its 23rd straight week of at least $150 million in weekly handle.
Wow.
That's an amazing number right there.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. Again, it's population centers. What's the big three in handle anyway? New York, New Jersey, Illinois. You know, New York has big cities, Illinois has big cities, and New Jersey, believe it or not, is the densest state. It has more people per square mile than any other state in the union. So you get those population centers going, and you're getting a lot of sports betting.
And BetMGM passed $75 million in fiscal year-to-date revenue.
Wow.
That's it for state and national reports. Let's head on over to some deals. Starting off our deal segment, we're going to be talking about a gigantic merger that just recently happened between IGT, International Game Technology, and Everi Holdings.
Which is huge. Those are two huge companies.
Yes. And according to analysts, this creates a one-stop shop offering land-based gaming, iGaming, sports betting, and fintech, financial technology.
Yes, I just had an interview about fintech.
IGT, as part of the deal, will spin off its slot machine and digital gaming operations to its shareholders, which will be holding 54% approximately ownership in the combined company. Everi will be changing its names to IGT, International Game Technology, will trade as IGT on the New York Stock Exchange, and Everi shareholders will own 46% of the new entity.
Wow, nice.
That's an amazing.
So it'll be called
combination.
IGT still.
IGT, International Game Technology.
All right.
And once combined, the new entity will feature approximately 70,000 electronic gaming machines.
They're great companies.
Over in the media space, we've got Circa Sports announcing a multi-year partnership with the Marquee Sports Network, which is the television holder for the Chicago Cubs.
Nice. Okay.
Circa will be receiving branding marks from Marquee, including title sponsorship of the network studio. It'll be now referred to as the Circa Sports Illinois Studio.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, Circa they have, I don't know what property is in Illinois, right? They have a presence in Illinois.
They're with Full House Resorts.
Okay. All right.
Also, they are going to be giving official title sponsorship of spring training games on Marquee Sports Network, as well as its 2024 season preview special, which has already been aired.
So this is cool. So when we look at Cubs games, we're going to see Circa around this stadium.
If you're watching Marquee Sports Network.
Okay. Well, you know.
Yep.
I'm sure there'll be signs in, Wrigley Field, I would think.
Also important for this deal, Circa Sports live in-game betting odds will appear during spring training and regular season games.
Nice.
So congratulations to Circa Sports on one of their, I guess, first media deals.
Yeah, well, for a Major League Baseball team, I would think. So, by the way, you mentioned betting odds for spring training games. I have never bet on a spring training game ever. I just don't know who's playing. So,
well, with a lot of these new apps, you can actually.
Yeah, no, maybe I'll throw something down. I don't know. I wonder how that. Certainly pitchers are trying to work things out, and batters are trying to work things out. A popular bet in baseball is over 0.5 runs in the first inning. I mean, has anyone ever tracked that in spring training games? Is it better or worse in spring training games than regular season games? I'm just curious about that. Last year, everyone seemed to be betting that. That was everyone's favorite betting market.
I remember the no-run first inning stuff was actually very popular.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people over 0.5 runs in the first inning. So.
Over in the NHL, we've got PrizePicks announcing a new partnership deal with the Dallas Stars. PrizePicks will be featured on local telecasts, and also they will be giving special VIP experiences to the fans of the Dallas Stars.
Oh, okay.
This is actually the very first official relationship with an NHL franchise for PrizePicks.
Okay.
You're also going to be seeing advertising spots on local broadcasts for the team, as well as advertisements on the digitally enhanced dasher boards along the ice.
Okay, I was gonna ask about the dasher boards. Yeah, so this is PrizePicks, since there's no sports betting in Texas. This is a fantasy.
PrizePicks is fantasy. Yeah.
So
and PrizePicks gets the opportunity to use the logos and trademarks.
You have to ask now because the lines are being blurred in a lot of states about fantasy and sports betting. So I know it's a Dallas Stars, so Texas would probably be fantasy.
Over in Michigan, we've got Caesars announcing agreement to acquire the operations of WynnBET's iGaming business. What Caesars is planning on doing is introducing another online casino brand to the state. They're going to still maintain their Caesars Sportsbook and Caesars Palace Online operations in the state.
Yeah.
They're going to be bringing in a different brand into the state for an online casino.
Yeah, well, for here in New Jersey, there's Caesars Online Casino, then there's Caesars Palace Online Casino.
And they're also in Michigan, too.
Yep.
So we're going to see a third one. Whatever it's
okay.
going to be.
Now,
we
the
don't know
third
yet.
one will only be in Michigan, or you think the third
Well,
one will be in
there'll
other states as well?
No,
or?
it'll be one of the current Caesars branded products. They're going to be bringing in another iGaming stuff.
All right, okay.
So, and over in the world of integrity, we've got 3 Prohibit deals to talk about here real quick.
They have been busy lately.
Yes,
I've been
they
watching
have.
their it's a great product, and they're doing great things in the industry, and they're busy.
3 big deals.
Yeah,
as a
I
matter
know
of fact.
they're busy. Their lawyers are
Yes.
putting in overtime, I guess, making all these contracts.
Well, we've got Prohibit making a deal with the Professional Fighters League.
Okay.
Then they have George Washington University. And then we have Betfred.
Yes, I just saw that too.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So 3 big deals for Prohibit.
Yeah.
U.S. Integrity, that's the joint venture they have with Odds On Compliance. It's great to see that growing in the industry.
Yeah.
A lot of people are excited about using their products and their monitoring tools, and it's just great to see this thing grow.
It's great. Yeah. No, integrity is such a big part of the industry. It only makes it stronger, and it only, helps it expand. And I think they're doing a great job.
That's it for the deals. We're going to talk industry updates right after this.
Every 40 seconds, a kid is reported missing. Find the Children provides educational material that teaches your kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs are very successful in bringing kids back home to their family. You can help protect our kids and bring the missing kids home safe by donating your unwanted car, truck, SUV, or van, running or not. We guarantee you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast free pickup, usually within 24 hours. Over 2,000 kids are reported missing every day. Call now to donate your vehicle. Donate now to bring these kids home safe.
Call 800-934-2260. 800-934-2260. 800-934-2260.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Book Report. Industry updates. We're going to start off with an announcement from the New Jersey Attorney General, Matthew Platkin, announcing the retirement of Division of Gaming Enforcement Director David Rebuck.
Yeah, no, he did an amazing job there, and one of the more fascinating and interesting times in the gaming industry in New Jersey, and he did an amazing job of it.
You normally don't refer to an administrator or a director as a trailblazer, but he was.
Well, look, let's be honest. In his tenure, in starting 2013, New Jersey got online casinos. We got online poker in 2018. New Jersey was the state in the case law that went to the Supreme Court to get rid of PASPA to allow sports betting across this country. Then we had online sports betting. We had retail sports betting.
Right.
And he oversaw it all, and he did a great job of it. Plus, we had COVID.
Yep.
My goodness. We had the most difficult time in the gambling industry in New Jersey, and certainly across the country and across the world, actually. And he did an amazing job of it. And I think the gaming industry in New Jersey is stronger than ever.
Well, congratulations on a 13-year tenure as director of the
Absolutely.
New Jersey Division of Gaming Enforcement.
Absolutely amazing tenure.
Over in North Carolina, we've got 8 licenses granted and up and running. As this airs, they should all be up and running.
Just in time for March Madness, Tar Heels.
Well, that's exactly why they did it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Anytime there's a state that wants to launch, there are certain benchmarks in the year. World Series, Super Bowl, March Madness. It's one of those things. So, they hit one of the benchmarks.
They're going to be launching March 11th at noon.
Okay.
This is actually airing before that.
All right.
And then the basketball tournament begins Tuesday, March 19th, a week later.
Yep.
So we've got 8 operators.
It's a good time to do it,
Yes.
because if there's any bugs in the system, if anything needs to be worked out, or any issues, you have a whole week to handle it. And they can do it in a week, because look, they've been doing this in 30-some jurisdictions across the country.
They're testing them now before they launch anyway. So
there's always an issue with something.
The more important thing is they're allowed to get in some futures bets before the tournament begins.
Good.
But we've got Bet365, BetMGM, Caesars, DraftKings, Fanatics, Penn, ESPN Bet. Underdog Sports is a kind of interesting one to watch what happens there. So, and we got FanDuel as well. So a lot of the big operators, this should be a very interesting state to watch it launch at the beginning of this.
Sure. Absolutely.
Speaking of Underdog, I just mentioned they're launching sports betting in North Carolina. Underdog Fantasy also sent out a notice to Mississippi saying it will be no longer offering the pick'em games in the state.
Okay.
And what was interesting about this announcement, it was just the day after they pulled their pick'em games from North Carolina. So North Carolina is, it looks like Underdog is focusing on sports betting for North Carolina more than anything else.
Sure.
So 2 days, 2 withdrawals.
Look, those pick'em games are so up in the air. I think what the states need to do is communicate what they expect from these operators, what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, how they can fix things, and what the state expects from them. And it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of communication coming from the state and what they expect and what are the rules and regulations of these things.
Every state's going to be different with all this stuff. So
just tell them the rules and regulations, and they'll adjust. They'll adjust appropriately. You just got to communicate what the state expects from everyone.
We'll see what happens in Massachusetts. They just sent out 10 cease and desist.
Yeah, that's what.
So,
okay, yeah, that's hopefully they'll communicate what they want and what they expect from the operators.
And speaking of Massachusetts, the Gaming Commission of the Commonwealth is investigating DraftKings and FanDuel for noncompliance issues.
Okay.
DraftKings allegedly accepted 13 player-specific college prop bets on the college football championships past January.
Okay. All right.
Total handle of $457. So
I know, but you can't do that. So.
Yeah.
Well, you can't do that in that state.
No.
So.
And FanDuel accepted 9 player prop bets on college athletes for a total of $69 in handle. So they're both going to be investigated, and a decision should be handed down soon. Over in California, we have the Chicken Ranch tribe of the Miwok Indians launching Playbook.
What is that?
It's
a play. Say that one more time.
Playbook. It's
Playbook.
a chicken themed sports book. Playbook.
Oh,
Playbook. Balk.
Okay.
Chicken
right.
Ranch.
Okay. All
yes.
Right. This is in California.
It's a Class 2 bingo-based sports-themed betting app.
Okay.
You can wager on performances of professional athletes. You can't bet on anybody. It's basically a fantasy game where you, it doesn't allow place bets on the outcome of the sporting events. It's a parlay pick'em game matching up 2 athletes.
Okay.
And you can only play it on the Chicken Ranch reservation.
Okay. So
have to be the tribe's reservation.
You have to be on the property to do this. Okay.
So if you want to play with Playbook, go up to Yosemite National Park. That's where the Chicken Ranch is located. Oh. So enjoy yourself there.
Oh, there you go.
Over in Ohio, the Ohio Casino Control Commission announced that sports betting operators can no longer accept wagers on player-specific prop bets for intercollegiate competitions. After receiving a letter from the NCAA requesting the ban.
Okay.
Indiana Gaming Commission added the United Football League to its state's approved events for wagering menu.
Okay.
Massachusetts, going back to the Commonwealth for a second, Better is offline now, and they've settled all their outstanding bets that were in there.
Okay, the 2 that left Massachusetts was WinBet,
and Better.
and Better.
Yes, Better is now completely out.
WinBet was a little surprising to me leaving Massachusetts because they actually have a physical casino there.
Yep.
They have the Encore Boston Harbor, which is a Wynn property.
Yep.
So
well, it's still run by Encore.
It was a little surprising to me. So,
and last but not least, for industry updates, we've got a trio of launches for Fanatic Sportsbook. We've got Fanatics launching in Michigan, its 13th state, Indiana, its 14th state, and New York, its 15th state, and its largest market to date.
Yep. Okay, good.
That's it for the industry updates. Let's finish up with our legislative roundup. Starting up our legislative roundup, congratulations to Delegate Sean Flaherty of West Virginia. His HB 4700 giving a bill giving the Lottery Commission the power to ban individuals from sports betting was approved by the House of Delegates. It now heads to the Senate. The bill, in effect, gives the Lottery Commission the power to ban individuals from sports betting if they're found harassing athletes, coaches, or officials at a sporting event.
That's great.
Yes,
that's very important. That is certainly an issue. Anyone who's gone to a professional game or even a collegiate game, have heard some idiots in the stands say stuff, and if they take it too far, I'm glad they're being punished for it. So.
But he introduced a similar bill at the end of last year, did not move forward. This was just introduced on January 14th, and that has moved forward, so congratulations, Delegate Flaherty. Over in Mississippi, got an interesting situation going on. We have Senate Bill 2780 seeking the state constitution to change the way companies can get casino licensing. Here we have a situation where we have a company that was looking to develop a project on the Tidelands, between US 90 and Veterans Avenue in Biloxi.
Biloxi has a great casino there, too. So.
According to the state constitution, right now, any company wanting to use public trust tidelands as part of a casino project has to obtain a tidelands lease from the Secretary of State and not through any city or county municipality. That is what they want to create. What they did have before that was this company that was looking to do a casino project, RW Development, turned down 3 times, went to the city of Biloxi and also the county and got a lease for a pier, which gave them a small tie to the Tidelands. And they went ahead and started building the casino project, moving ahead with it. That's not what the state wants them to do. They want this new situation here to completely clear the process of how to go about doing this the right way. They basically validated the lease, is what they're doing.
Well, the state should have said something beforehand. I mean, it certainly wasn't a secret.
No,
what they were doing.
Well, there was no clear-cut process to get these licenses. Wow. So now they are creating one. It was sort of like a loophole that was existing.
Again, communication with operators. States need to communicate effectively with operators.
Well, you got to realize when you have something like Mississippi here with these tidelands, they're still learning how to, get around some of these things as well. I mean, not only the people getting the licenses, but also the officials, the legislature. So as they go along, they're seeing more and more ways to regulate the industry even better. And we'll see what happens with their online sports betting as well. They're starting to move in that direction. There's a lot of studies going on, but Mississippi is changing the way they're doing business in the sports betting as well as the casino industry. Over in Georgia, very interesting situation here. We have Bill HB 1329, which was aiming to regulate the fantasy sports industry in the state as through the Georgia Lottery. That did not make it to the House of Representatives. The House Rules Committee, according to Georgia procedure, in the House Rules Committee, you have to call up certain bills before they can go to the next step. Bill HB 1329 was not included in the discussion, so it is dead as of now.
All right.
However, there is SB 386, which is the sports betting bill. Everyone is looking to that bill as being the possibility of a carve-out for fantasy sports where they can regulate fantasy sports in there, we'll see exactly what happens with that.
That would be a great sports
Yes.
betting market. Georgia with
Yes.
Atlanta there, it would be absolutely amazing.
Well, Atlanta's also PrizePicks home.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
that's
It'd be
that's
great.
important for PrizePicks to get Georgia in their pocket
Absolutely.
there. And last but not least, we have Ontario.
Okay.
At the end of February, in the province of Ontario, athletes from any sport are prohibited from appearing in advertising for online sports betting, casino gambling, and poker. All across the board, they can only be appearing as part of a responsible gambling message.
Okay.
So this was
Now, if a responsible gambling message was also combined with a casino or a sports betting advertisement, would that...
you can
See, this is why we're lawyers and they're looking for the loopholes. You know, hey, they talk
it's
about
like
responsible gambling, and they said
it's
this
like it is
sportsbook has
it's like
responsible
it's like it
gambling.
is in this country. You can actually see this message brought to you by DraftKings for responsible gambling, that
Sure,
kind of stuff.
sure.
So as long as it's responsible gambling, you can't put up a promo offer.
Mm-hmm.
In Ontario, you can't do that anyway.
Okay. I'm assuming any ad would have to be cleared by.
Yeah,
this is our responsible gambling ad with our athlete sponsor
Right.
or our athlete ambassador.
Yeah.
Can you look at it and see if it's okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it for this week's Turnpike Sports Book Report. As always, press releases info at turnpikesportsradio.com. If you've been watching us on TV, the ticker is flying by with additional news stories below. And every Monday morning after the show is released, you will see the full print version of the book report on our blog, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button, and you'll be taken right there to this week's entry.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.